Vladimir Putin, world's richest president. He's been called the most powerful man in the world. But what if we told you that Vladimir Putin isn't just powerful, he's also rumored to be the richest president in history, with a fortune cloaked in secrecy. Whispers of hidden palaces, priceless art collections, and offshore accounts swirl around the Russian leader. Just how deep does the rabbit hole of Putin's wealth go? A man whose official salary is modest by global standards, yet whispers of unimaginable wealth follow him everywhere. From his billion-dollar Putin's palace to owning Richest, one of the largest yachts in the world, Putin's name has become synonymous with power, secrecy, and staggering fortune. But how much of this is truth and how much is myth? How did a humble KGB officer rise to become one of the most powerful and possibly wealthiest leaders in modern history? From luxurious palaces to covert corporate stakes, Putin's rumored net worth is enough to make the world's wealthiest blush. But the question remains, how did a public servant amass such staggering wealth? And why is it nearly impossible to prove? Today we peel back the layers of secrecy to uncover the lavish and shadowy world of Vladimir Putin. So let's begin. How rich is Vladimir Putin? When you hear the name Vladimir Putin, what comes to mind? Is it the steely-eyed politician who's ruled Russia for decades? Or perhaps the whispers of one of the wealthiest men on the planet? Officially, Vladimir Putin's net worth isn't anything extraordinary. Putin earns a government salary, and according to Kremlin disclosures, he makes around $140,000 a year. In public filings, he owns a modest 800-square-foot apartment, a few cars, and a plot of land. Sounds pretty standard, right? Well, the truth might be a lot more complex, and a lot more fascinating. For years, critics and investigative journalists have argued that Putin's true fortune is hidden behind layers of proxies, shell companies, and loyal oligarchs. Experts also point to Putin's influence over Russia's economy. As the unofficial godfather of the Russian oligarch system, he reportedly wields control over billions. A former Kremlin insider once claimed that Putin's true net worth could be as high as $200 billion, making him potentially the richest man in the world. So, what does that $200 billion figure include? Alleged stakes in companies like Gazprom and Rosneft, Russian energy giants. Luxury properties are hidden across the globe, and untold amounts of wealth held in offshore accounts. But that's not all. Let's start with Putin's palace. This is a sprawling $1 billion estate on the Black Sea, allegedly built for Putin's private use. According to whistleblower and opposition leader Alexei Navalny, this isn't just a mansion, it's a fortress. We're talking about a private theater, an underground hockey rink, and even vineyards. This sprawling estate, located on Russia's Black Sea coast near Gelendzhik, is nothing short of a modern-day Versailles. Costing an estimated $1.4 billion, the palace covers an area of 190,000 square feet. That's larger than 30 football fields combined. The mansion is adorned with frescoed ceilings, gilded interiors, and marble floors. It reportedly includes a private theater, an underground ice hockey rink, a wine cellar, and even a casino. But the extravagance doesn't stop there. The palace is surrounded by a no-fly zone and equipped with its air defense system. It's clear this isn't just a home, it's a fortress of luxury fit for a czar. When a constructor saw the palace in the fall of 2011, he told the BBC that his initial thought was that it looked like the Egyptian pyramids were being constructed because of how opulent the interior looked. A 17,700-square-meter home, an arboretum, a greenhouse as big as a mini mansion, a helipad, an ice palace, a church, an amphitheater, a guest house, a gas station, an 80-meter bridge, and a unique tunnel inside the mountain with a tasting room are just a few of the many structures on the palace complex. The main building houses a big indoor swimming pool, a spa, saunas, Turkish baths, meat and fish stores, vegetable and dessert shops, a warehouse, a reading room, a music club, a hookah bar, and approximately a dozen guest rooms. The size of the main bedroom is 260 square meters. The house was designed by Lanfranco Cirillo, an Italian architect who has created homes for many of Russia's elites. Officially, the Kremlin denies Putin has any connection to this property, but the mystery deepens when you follow the money trail. Investigations have suggested that the palace was funded through an elaborate network of shell companies, reportedly controlled by Putin's closest allies, Russian oligarchs. These same oligarchs, who owe their immense fortunes to Putin's political favors, are believed to be managing vast wealth on his behalf. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Investigators have linked Putin to luxury yachts like the Richest, a $700 million vessel boasting gold-plated fixtures and 2 helipads. A Bond villain's prized vessel wouldn't hold a candle to this yacht. Putin's alleged luxurious super yacht is the epitome of extravagance, boasting over-the-top features like a state-of-the-art security system with 4 radars, a dance dance floor, and even golden toilet paper holders. The highlight of this yacht is its stunning tiled dance floor that seamlessly transforms into a pool. Scheherazade is believed to be one of only 2 ships in the world boasting this unique feature, and ironically, the other is reportedly owned by Putin as well. Whispers about the yacht's ownership have lingered since its construction, but anti-Kremlin activists now claim it definitely belongs to the Russian president. It's like a mini-city, shared by an anonymous worker involved in building the colossal 495-foot vessel anchored in Italy's Marina di Carrara. He further commented, "Every surface is marble or gold. There are countless swimming pools, a spa, a sauna, a theatre, ballrooms, a gym, and even 2 helipads." Dubbed Scheherazade, a nod to the legendary Persian queen from folklore, the lavish yacht was initially valued at $6.6 million, though insiders suggest its true worth may soar closer to an eye-watering $990 million. And let's not forget the rumors of secret offshore accounts holding billions of dollars. And it doesn't stop there. Putin is rumored to have access to a fleet of private jets and yachts worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The Graceful, now known as the Kosatka, meaning killer whale, is a 270-foot super yacht that is also reportedly linked to him. As reported by The Sun, this luxury yacht carries a jaw-dropping price tag of $119 million. This opulent vessel boasts an array of lavish amenities, including an indoor swimming pool that cleverly transforms into a theatre or a dance floor, similar to the Scheherazade yacht, a helipad, and accommodations for up to 12 guests in elegant suites. Forbes adds that the yacht doesn't skimp on unique details, featuring pool towel storage that doubles as vodka bars and an owner's suite equipped with a wine cave capable of holding an impressive 400 bottles. Sounds like something straight out of a Bond movie, doesn't it? One of the most outrageous and ridiculously expensive items in Putin's collection is his rumored gold toilet. Yes, you heard that correctly. Putin is said to have had a gold toilet installed on one of his private jets. Just imagine the level of luxury that must come with such an opulent aircraft. The toilet itself is speculated to be crafted from solid gold, or at the very least adorned with gold fittings and a heated seat for extra comfort. There's also speculation about its features. Does it play music? Offer a massage? The details remain a mystery, and it's unclear which jet it's actually installed on. But one thing's for sure, it's a symbol of indulgence taken to the extreme. Then comes the impressive car collection. Vladimir Putin's car collection is nothing short of extraordinary, boasting an impressive fleet of around 700 vehicles. Yes, 700 vehicles ranging from SUVs to supercars and even rare models that you may not find anywhere else. The lineup features a blend of German precision and Russian pride, with models ranging from luxury Mercedes-Benz sedans to the iconic and practical Lada series. Among the highlights are rare and exotic supercars, including a Lamborghini, Ferrari, Bentley, and even a Formula One car that Putin famously took for a spin. This collection is a testament to both his passion for automobiles and his unique access to some of the world's most coveted machines. One car in Putin's collection stands out as truly exceptional, a machine so extraordinary that it deserves its own spotlight. A 3.5-ton limousine. This incredible vehicle, believed to have been designed by Porsche, boasts all the high-end features of an American presidential limousine and then some. Rumored to include heavy armor plating, bulletproof windows, a bomb-resistant exterior, and even an onboard blood supply. This car is built to withstand unimaginable threats. It also comes equipped with a self-contained oxygen system capable of surviving a full chemical attack. Kept hidden away in a secret Kremlin location, this car has never been seen or used, its sole purpose reserved for the most extreme emergencies, such as a terrorist attack or a nuclear crisis. Putin's watch collection is also as legendary as the man himself and worthy to be discussed. Vladimir Putin has often been spotted sporting a variety of eye-catching watches, many of which have sparked interest due to their luxury and craftsmanship. Estimates suggest that his watch collection could be worth around $1 million. Among the standout pieces are high-end Rolex timepieces, a $70,000 Patek Philippe perpetual calendar, and a $15,000 Breguet Marine. One of his most remarkable watches is a Lange & Söhne, an exquisite piece encased in crystal glass and featuring gold hands, making it one of the most expensive in his collection. Now let's take a look at Putin's fleet of private jets. Remember that luxury toilet we mentioned earlier? It happens to be installed on one of Vladimir Putin's many private aircraft, reflecting the sheer extravagance at his disposal. Putin's fleet is said to include an impressive lineup of planes ready to take off at a moment's notice. Among them are the presidential Ilyushin 96, a Boeing 747, and even rumors of access to an Airbus A380. Altogether, his collection is estimated to be worth a staggering $1 billion, and if that weren't enough, Putin reportedly has access to virtually any aircraft he desires, regardless of its size or scale. Supporting his vast fleet of planes, Putin has at his disposal a diverse range of around 15 different helicopter models. Some are reserved for personal use, while others serve of official presidential duties. These helicopters are rumored to be outfitted with advanced defense systems, ensuring that the president is well protected should any threat arise. Among the most remarkable in Putin's collection is the Mi-8, which has been specially modified to prioritize both his safety and comfort, making it the crown jewel of his airborne fleet. The contrast between Putin's lavish lifestyle and his modest beginnings reflects the broader narrative of his remarkable transformation from a KGB officer to the powerful leader of Russia. To truly comprehend how Putin came to embody both political power and material wealth, we must delve into his background, beginning with his early life and career in the Soviet era. A glimpse into Putin's background. Vladimir Putin, a name that has been etched into history as one of the most powerful and controversial leaders of the 21st century. From his quiet beginnings in Leningrad to his iron-fisted rule over Russia, Putin's life and rise to power is a story of ambition, strategy, and intrigue. Born on October 7, 1952 in Leningrad, Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin grew up in the shadow of the Second World War. His parents, Vladimir Spiridonovich Putin and Maria Ivanovna Putina, were both working-class citizens. The family lived in a small, cramped apartment, and like many families in post-war Soviet Russia, they faced hardship and struggles. Putin's early life was marked by the harsh realities of Soviet living. His father had served in the Soviet Navy during the war, and his mother was often ill, which meant young Vladimir had to fend for himself in the rough streets of Leningrad. Despite these challenges, Putin was a disciplined student, excelling in school, particularly in languages and martial arts. From an early age, Putin developed an interest in judo and sambo, a traditional Russian martial art. This would become a defining characteristic of his later persona, a man of control, discipline, and resilience. Putin enrolled in Leningrad State University in 1970, where he studied law. He graduated in 1975, and it was during this time that he first became involved with Soviet intelligence, a decision that would ultimately define his career and future. In 1975, shortly after graduating, Putin joined the KGB, the Soviet Union's security and intelligence service. His rise within the organization was rapid, and he was stationed in East Germany during the height of the Cold War. Putin's role as a KGB officer was to infiltrate and gather intelligence in a divided Europe, and he served as a foreign intelligence officer, posing as a translator. It was here in Dresden that Putin's worldview began to take shape. He witnessed the collapse of the Berlin Wall and the subsequent fall of the Soviet Union, events that would deeply affect him. The disintegration of the USSR marked the end of the KGB's influence and began a new era in Russia's history, one where Putin would play a pivotal role. His time in the KGB was crucial not only for shaping his career, but also for shaping his worldview. He learned the value of secrecy, discipline, and above all, control, qualities that would become trademarks of his leadership style later in life. After the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, Putin's career took a sharp turn. As Russia's political landscape began to change, Putin transitioned from the KGB to the political realm. He returned to Russia in 1990 and took a job in the administration of the first democratically elected president of Russia, Boris Yeltsin, initially as a deputy mayor of St. Petersburg. Putin quickly rose through the ranks, using his KGB background and political acumen to navigate the turbulent waters of post-Soviet Russia. He gained recognition for his management of the city's economic and political relations, particularly in attracting foreign investments, a skill that would prove invaluable as he moved further into the heart of Russian politics. In 1996, Putin moved to Moscow to join the Russian presidential administration, where he caught the eye of Boris Yeltsin, who was looking for a successor in a country plagued by corruption and instability. Putin's rapid rise in national politics came at a time of immense uncertainty for Russia. The country was struggling with economic turmoil, oligarchic control, and rising corruption. Yeltsin, at the time battling his own unpopularity, needed a figure who could restore order and stability. In 1999, Yeltsin appointed Putin as prime minister. Putin's leadership was immediately tested by the conflict in Chechnya. His decisive military actions to quell the Chechen rebellion earned him praise among many Russians who longed for strong leadership. The war also propelled Putin into the national spotlight. By the end of 1999, Boris Yeltsin unexpectedly resigned, making Putin acting president. He was now positioned at the center of Russian power, but his path to full control was just beginning. In March 2000, Putin officially ran for president. His campaign was centered around the promise of stability, a return to national pride, and the restoration of Russia's status on the world stage. His appeal was simple: order and security after years of chaos. He won the election with over 50% of the vote, and by May 7, 2000, Vladimir Putin was sworn in as the president of Russia. Putin's first term was marked by a strong push to centralize power. He dismantled the power of the oligarchs, reasserted control over Russia's regions, and took a hard stance on foreign policy. Putin portrayed himself as the man who could rebuild Russia's pride and stability, and he wasted no time in consolidating power. Putin's leadership style is often described as authoritative and pragmatic. He has built a system that blends democracy with autocratic rule. Under his leadership, Russia has become less democratic, with a tight grip on media, political opposition, and civil society. His style is characterized by control, secrecy, and a deep understanding of Russia's history and geopolitical importance. Putin has often portrayed himself as the protector of Russia's national interests, particularly in the face of Western influence. His leadership is also defined by his ability to maintain a public image, a carefully crafted persona that is part tough guy, part statesman. Whether riding horses, shirtless, or diving into the depths of the Black Sea, Putin has always sought to present himself as a man of action and strength. Despite his public persona as a strong, solitary leader, Putin's personal life is more enigmatic. He is known to be fiercely private, rarely discussing his family or emotions in public. His marriage to Lyudmila Shkrebneva, a former flight attendant, ended in divorce in 2013, and they have two daughters, Maria and Yekaterina, who have mostly stayed out of the limelight. In the media, Putin is often portrayed as a symbol of Russian power, a figure who embodies the strength and resilience of the Russian people. But behind the scenes, his leadership has sparked both admiration and criticism. Supporters hail his efforts to restore Russia's global stature and economic power, while critics point to human rights abuses, repression, and corruption under his regime. As Putin navigated his way through the turbulent politics of post-Soviet Russia to become its dominant leader, his increasing wealth and the opulence of his lifestyle began to fuel widespread speculation about the origins and extent of his financial empire. The very political maneuvers that allowed Putin to consolidate power have become central to the allegations of financial misconduct and hidden wealth that have followed him throughout his tenure. Controversies and allegations surrounding his wealth. For years, journalists and NGOs have sought to uncover the extent of his actual wealth, suspecting him of secretly owning a vast array of luxury assets, including real estate, yachts, private jets, and hidden bank accounts. While Putin's lifestyle is undeniably extravagant, much of his wealth remains hidden behind layers of intermediaries and allies. Officially, his annual salary is a modest $140,000, but experts estimate his net worth to be in the range of $200 billion, making him one of the richest men on Earth. So how does Putin allegedly amass such immense wealth? The answer lies in the tight-knit circle of oligarchs who dominate Russia's economy. Over the years, Putin has been accused of orchestrating a system where loyalty is rewarded with lucrative state contracts, monopolies, and government support. In return, these oligarchs reportedly funnel wealth and assets back to the Kremlin's inner circle. Analysts believe Putin's fortune is not held in his name, but is distributed across these loyal allies, ensuring deniability and protection. Until recently, it had been impossible to establish a direct connection between Mr. Putin and various high-value assets, which are officially owned by wealthy oligarchs or individuals closely associated with the president. These figures are widely believed to act as proxies, holding these assets on his behalf. A notable example is Putin's palace. In 2021, Alexei Navalny's Anti-Corruption Foundation released a bombshell video investigation claiming the palace belonged to Putin, funded through a network of corrupt deals and state money siphoned off by oligarchs. This lavish estate on the Black Sea is valued at approximately $1 billion, according to estimates by opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Officially, the property belongs to billionaire Arkady Rotenberg, a longtime friend and judo partner of the Russian president. Similarly, the adjacent vineyards are owned by oligarch Gennady Timchenko, the son of Putin's childhood friend. While it's difficult to pin down an exact number, estimates of Putin's wealth range from $70 billion to a staggering $200 billion. If true, this would make him one of the richest people on the planet, rivaling tech giants and business moguls. But unlike Musk or Bezos, whose wealth is tied to public companies, Putin's fortune is said to be buried deep in a labyrinth of secret assets and hidden investments. Putin's real financial empire began to take shape when he became president in 2000. Critics allege he built a network of loyal oligarchs who owed their wealth and survival to his patronage. In exchange, these oligarchs reportedly funneled wealth and assets to Putin through offshore accounts and shell companies. Putin didn't amass his wealth the way traditional billionaires do. Instead, he wields control. His allies hold assets from oil companies to real estate, and these are believed to be accessible to Putin whenever he needs them. Companies like Gazprom and Rosneft, giant energy firms, are often described as Putin's personal piggy banks. Through hidden stakes, he's said to have reaped massive profits without ever officially owning them. Beyond Russia, rumors swirl about Putin's hidden assets abroad. Swiss bank accounts, luxury yachts, and multi-million-dollar properties allegedly trace back to Putin through a web of proxies and offshore firms. In 2016, the Panama Papers Putin's leak sent shockwaves across the globe. These confidential documents exposed the offshore financial dealings of the world's elite. Among them, a trail of wealth allegedly linked to Vladimir Putin emerged. Investigators revealed a complex web of shell companies and proxies holding assets valued at billions of dollars, yachts, luxury homes, and funds in secret bank accounts. Putin's name didn't appear directly, but several close associates, cellist Sergei Roldugin, for example, were tied to offshore accounts holding millions. Investigators believe these accounts act as fronts for Putin's fortune. The Pandora Papers in 2021 further implicated members of Putin's inner circle. Svetlana Krivonogich, reportedly linked to Putin, was revealed to own a luxury apartment in Monaco purchased through offshore companies. This, combined with previous leaks, painted a picture of wealth managed discreetly through close allies. Several sources allege that Putin has benefited from a network of oligarchs and covert assets, much of which has been hidden offshore. This is a classic strategy, keeping your name off the records while trusted allies manage the assets. The scale of these operations suggests significant coordination and secrecy. For instance, a 2007 CIA report and political analysts like Stanislav Belkovsky have estimated his wealth at around $40 billion, with connections to major companies like Surgutneftgaz, a large oil company, and Gazprom, Russia's natural gas giant. One of the most significant allegations involves Putin's supposed involvement in the Gonvor Group, an oil trading firm linked to his close associate, Gennady Timchenko. Although the Kremlin denies any personal connection, the US Treasury has pointed to evidence suggesting that Putin indirectly profits from this venture. Unlike other world leaders who disclose their assets, Putin's official salary, around $140,000 a year, barely scratches the surface of these allegations. There are no public records, no tax filings, and no documented proof of his personal holdings. The Kremlin has consistently denied allegations about Putin's wealth. They dismiss investigations as Western propaganda aimed at undermining Russia. But critics argue that the sheer lack of transparency speaks volumes. Putin's alleged wealth has not gone unnoticed. In recent years, international sanctions have targeted his inner circle and frozen assets linked to his regime. Yet Putin's grip on power remains unshaken, leaving many to wonder, is this wealth the source of his strength, or could it be his Achilles heel? In Russia, questioning Putin's wealth can be dangerous. Journalists and activists investigating these matters often face intimidation or worse. But why does Putin's wealth matter? For one, it exemplifies the intertwining of power and corruption in modern autocracies. It also reveals how secrecy and financial loopholes enable the accumulation of unchecked wealth, with implications for global politics. Putin's control over vast wealth extends his influence beyond Russia's borders, impacting economies, elections, and even wars. Domestically, these allegations have had mixed effects. For opposition figures like Alexei Navalny, they are rallying cries against corruption. But for many Russians, these claims have little impact. Putin's image as a strongman and defender of Russian sovereignty often overshadows questions of wealth. On the global stage, however, these allegations have tarnished Putin's reputation, feeding narratives of corruption and authoritarianism. So, does Putin's wealth make him powerful, or does his power make him wealthy? And will the true extent of his riches ever come to light? The secrecy surrounding Putin's wealth is intentional. Critics argue it's a strategy to shield him from accountability and protect his image as a man of the people. But with more leaks and investigations, the world is slowly piecing together the puzzle. Whether you believe Putin is the richest man alive or just a clever political operator, one thing is certain: his wealth is as much a mystery as the man himself. What do you think? Will the world ever uncover the truth about Putin's riches? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video and wish to see similar content, check out other cards on your screen.